Yo, what's good? What's good? For the love of the game, it's your boy Hard Will, you know the name. Just tapping in. I want to talk about a couple things. Talk about boxing, fight night tonight. Fight night tonight. If you listening, put a 1 in the chat if my sound is all right. Look like the light is going up and down. Daniel Berry, what's good, man? I don't think I've seen you or met you, man. Nice to meet you. Hit the like button, subscribe if you ain't already subscribed. You know what I'm saying? Word. We're gonna talk about a couple things, man. Tank fight tonight. You know, I was watching a video before I came on, and they was talking about Martin and Frank Martin versus Tank, and you know, it's a lot of chatter with Frank Martin. I'm hearing they had a sparring session, and he might have caught Tank with a nice shot, and Tank got upset, allegedly, and Tank wanted to take the gloves off, I heard. And when I was watching the press, Thanks for the 1. I appreciate that. Rad G was good. If you ain't subscribed, man, please subscribe, man. I'll be doing more lives. Meanwhile, I'll be trying to put up enough content through the short area, things like that. We're going to talk NBA draft, top picks. My nephew, Stephon Castle, should be one of the top picks, God willing. We're going to get into some of that draft conversation. Gonna get into a couple things, man. The Stephen A. Smith. Stephen A. Smith and the Monica Mcnutt situation. Yeah, I don't, I'm gonna give my take on it. You know what I'm saying? I give my take on the Stephen A. Let you know. But yeah, let's get back to the Tank issue. I think it's gonna be a good fight. Martin do look a little nervous to me. In boxing, this is how I always looked at it in boxing. Please smash the like button, share the show, let people know we live. But this is how I always felt about boxing. In a fight, anybody could win. In a fight, anybody could win. You know what I'm saying? So, even though Tank is pound for pound one of the best fighters right now, he's the cash cow. So, he's supposed to win. But just like the other fight with Ryan and Devin, when I looked at the results of how many people lost money betting on Devin Haney, and when you was looking at FanDuel or anywhere where you could bet on a fight and you see the odds or how much money you had to bet on Haney to win was ridiculous. So sometimes if you a sports bettor, you got to look at that and you got to say, if I could put $50 on this guy and they paying me this amount of money, but if I put $50 on Haney, they giving me $70 or $60. It don't make sense. So it's always a catch-22. So be careful when you're betting on fights. Sometimes you got to take the underdog. Sometimes fights look fixed to me. You know what I mean? It's a money game. Then the end result was Ryan Garcia came out that he was using PEDs or steroids. He came back positive. So the belt was returned to Devin, even though we all see that Devin got his ass kicked. Real talk. You know what I'm saying? And for Devin to be the type of fighter that he is, Devin he move around, he don't want to stand in there and go blow for blow with you. Devin is more of a move around type of fighter. A lot of these guys want to be like Mayweather. You know what I mean? And Ryan knew if you could catch him with that shot, he had a good chance to win that fight, and he did. And then he just chased him down, and he hurt Ryan. So some people like to say, due to the fact that he was on steroids, that you know Ryan shouldn't really be held to the fire for that loss. But I feel like a loss is a loss, even though he was on steroids or he tricked them. He had them thinking he wasn't training. They fell for the okie doke. You know what I'm saying? I wish he wouldn't have been on steroids, but yeah, that was that. And now we here. Tonight's the night, 8 o'clock. Tune in. It's a early fight because in the West Coast it's a little late. It's supposed to be. It's early in the West Coast, so for me it's only 5 o'clock in the West, 8 o'clock here when the fight starts. So I was kind of shocked that the fight's going to start that early, but the main event won't come on probably till around 10 o'clock Eastern time. You know what I mean? So that's why they probably did it like that, so that West Coast people could catch the fight around 8 o'clock. Or yeah, around that time. That means it's gonna be 11 o'clock for us when the fight come on. That's kind of good though, because sometimes when I watch the fight, man, it be so late and I be so tired already, and then it be like you either wake up and the fight just ended or you missed the fight. So if you got to take a nap, if you like me, if you're an OG and you got to take a nap so you can catch the fight, man, take a good nap so you can see the fight. Salute to my guy, Tribal Vibes. What's good, man? Make sure you hit the like button and share the show for me. Appreciate you. Yeah, man. Make sure you stay up for that fight. But like Tank said, don't go get nothing to drink. Make sure you got all your snacks. He said, this is what Tank said. Have all your snacks because sun might go down early. That's what Tank said. He might go down fast, so don't turn your head. Don't blink your eye. Do I think he's going to knock him out in the first round? I wouldn't bet on it. He could, but I would think Martin is going to be a little smarter than that and try to fill him out for that, at least that first round. He's not going to try to engage in too much contact with Tank too early. I would hope he's not dumb enough to do that. But yeah, tonight you have it, Tank versus Martin. Like I said earlier when the show started, if you wasn't here, Martin allegedly caught Tank with a nice shot sparring in the gym, and Tank wanted to take off the gloves and take it to another level. And now we here, and now they have a fight. So I think Frank Martin, what he did was he earned a spot to get him this fight. He is undefeated though. But when you look at the fighters that Frank Martin fought, he didn't really fight anyone. He did not really fight anyone. He didn't. And when he's being attacked on the move, he looked a little shaky. You know what I'm saying? But he is undefeated. So, no slight of credit to him. Like I said, he got himself to get this fight. This is not easy, to get this type of fight against Tank. Tank could have been fighting anyone. That's another thing, y'all. Write in the chat, with all these boxes now, I know it's a weight issue class, but are we starting to see better fights? Or should it be even better? Are fighters ducking fighters still? Because that was a problem for me in boxing. Like, for instance, right? Y'all know Spence. Earl Spence trainer works with Martin, with Frank Martin, the guy who's fighting Gervonta Tank Davis tonight. Earl Spence trainer works with him. He trains Frank Martin. So Earl Spence is there in the ring promoting, training. So I'm watching the press conference, and Tank is joking around saying that Earl Spence is making a check off of this fight. And he's like, man, you making a check. I put up a couple clips, but you can check it out. He's like, man, you making a check. Like, you know what I'm saying? He can't win. And Tank's talking about all the guys that he got sparring against him and stuff like that. Like, he beat all these guys up. So it's a lot going on. But I think Spence needs to get himself back in the ring. I did hear a few things about a couple guys he could fight. But Bud's the top dog right now. You know what I'm saying? Bud and Tank, respectfully, is the top dogs in their class. And I don't think them guys gonna fight. I don't think that's a. I don't know what you guys think. Bud, who Bud should fight if he wins this fight? Who would you guys like to see Bud go against? Um, like I say, I don't know too much about Frank Martin, so I'm not going to stay on the fight too long. I'm not, but I do know that it could be a decent fight because when you fight somebody sparring and you know what I'm saying, stuff that other people may not know. You know what I'm saying? If you got the best of him as well, that don't mean nothing really because it's boxing. That don't mean because you caught him with a shot sparring that you're going to be able to catch him with multiple shots in a real fight. But that means it's a 50-50 chance. It could go either way. So for Frank Martin, he probably feel like, listen, he's probably feel the way I feel, like this is boxing. Even if I got to fight the dude that may be a better fighter than me, I could still hit him and back him down or maybe knock him out. So he got a good chance, man. And like I said, he got a great opportunity. Hopefully he take advantage of it. There's a couple other guys that I want to see, like Boots. Ennis Boots. I want to see Ennis Boots. I heard he got a fight. I hope I didn't miss it, but I know he had a fight coming up. I like fighters like that. That's up and coming. That I seen fight that they just didn't get a good fight yet. They didn't get a good opportunity yet. But I like Ennis. I used to like Shakur, but it seemed like his style is. I don't want to call him sweet pea. But his style, he don't want to engage. And then he's doing a lot of interviews. He's talking a lot about what he'll do to that fighter, and I don't see him doing it. He has a fight. They always go into decision. You know what I'm saying? Cool. If you don't want to knock nobody out, you better give us a show for the fight. You better tap this guy up all fight long and play with him and showboat and give the fans a show for their money. Because if we not getting a knockout and we just seeing you throw a couple jabs and move around for 12 rounds, nobody's going to come and see you fight. It's a fact. So that's just real talk right there, man. Shakur, if you ever get to hear my voice, man, for real, you a good fighter. You from Newark. You know what I'm saying? You got to fight like you used to fight in the hood. I ain't saying you got to act hood, but you get in that ring, boy, you got to go off. You got to go off, man. It's the end of the fight and you don't want to do nothing silly because you got the fight. That's circumstantial, and I can understand those type of situations, but I'm talking about watching the whole Shakur Stevenson's fight. It's not very entertaining. I used to think it was, and I have a change of mind on that. But like I said, it's Bud. Tonight we got Tank. But Bud is another top dog, and we'll see who he's going to fight next. I can't wait to see Bud fight again. Spence, I would love to see him fight again, but I wouldn't want to see him fight Bud again because Bud beat him too bad. And I actually picked Spence to win that fight. But my last take on the Tank and the Martin fight. Andrew, what's good, man? I knew Andrew was going to come in here. He said, Martin is a good fighter. Let me pin your shit. Hold on. He said, Martin is a good fighter. Southpaw with good fundamentals. Throws those fast what he said? Those fast power ain't bad. His lack of urgency, his power, his habit of coasting, Tank fight, all those types. Yeah, he do. I agree. He definitely does. But you think he's going to be able to hang in there with Tank, right? I mean, I do. I don't think he's going to win, but he's going to last for a few rounds maybe. You know what I'm saying? And that was similar to what I was going to say. Martin looked like he could do a little something. But as I mentioned earlier, he never really fought nobody. So I don't want to hype him up. And he's in there against a monster. You know what I'm saying? He was already talking junk to Tank. Talking, he got people on podcasts talking about how he tapped Tank jaw in a sparring session. You don't want people going around saying shit like that. Yeah, we were sparring And he asked Tank at the press, he was like, yo, what happened when I hit your jaw? You know? Tank didn't never answer. So I didn't know how true that was until I heard a couple people talking about it. And I said, oh, he really did touch Tank. And somebody touch your face with his hands or gloves, it's the same shit. So Tank, let's not act like homeboy ain't touch you, bro. That's like, you know what I'm saying? You nice with your hands, son nice with his hands. You know how back in the days, they don't do that now. Dudes will pull out a gun, you know what I mean, to slap box. But back in the days, dudes, you know what I mean, slap box. Dude, bow, bow, slap you up. That shit embarrassing, man. Could you imagine being out in the summer, dude put his hands up and all you hear is, bow, bow, bow. Dude slap you up. So being in the gym with the gloves on, this is not a regular gym. We talking about like in Cali, where you know Floyd Mayweather and all these type of dudes being there, B-Hop, all these type of dudes being there, and you know they got their little community, so they claim they don't say nothing about what go on. Please, all the podcasts heard the boy touched Tank face. Nice. They said Tank wanted to take the gloves off and fight for real. Like, you know, bro, you can't do that, bro. You sparring with boy. So this is what I'm saying. Now we here. So I do think that give Martin a little bit of confidence, even though, like I said, that is sparring, but it's still fighting. You know, we'll just have to see how that goes. And, you know, it'll be entertaining. I'm looking right here, and I got it right here. I mean, I put it right here for a reason. Martin started late in career. He gets by on his athleticism. Tank does everything better. His amateur pedigree will shine, and he will see what's coming a mile away. Andrew, I knew you was gonna come in here and give a good take on the boxing. Good to see you. Facts. Too early for him to fight Tank. He needs a couple more. Pop said it's too early for him to fight Tank. He needs a couple more. Salute to the Brooklyn Honcho. Like I said already, salute to my guy King Ribby. What's good? Yo, make sure you smash the like button and share the show so people can know we live. Andrew said, all respect to Martin, though, because he's tough. Okay. See, Andrew may know a little bit more than me, even though I do know a little bit about Martin, but he doesn't have his resume, you know, isn't like that. He's not a bum. He just didn't fight somebody to make me say, nah, son put hands on him. You know what I mean? His claim of fame is tapping Tank jaw in a sparring session. That's his fame. That's what people are saying about him. But guess what? That got him to fight tonight. You know what I'm saying? So we don't want to knock him. We're going to see what he could do, because some dudes get on their feet off of these type of situations. But one thing I could say, I do believe Tank is not going to let that happen, because he's really been training. See, Tank is not a fighter that will underestimate his opponent. He's not going to think because this guy's nobody and he just running his mouth where he's not going to work out. He's not going to be prepared for this fight. So Tank is definitely prepared. Even Martin said something about how much Tank's been training, but I didn't think that was something that he should want to make a big deal about, because Tank's supposed to train. You know what I'm saying? So he said, and his jaw haven't been tested yet. Now his jaw been tested though. Look him up. When you look up Frank Martin, you see a couple of his fights. Dudes touched him up. He just didn't lose. But you know how it is in boxing, man. You know what I'm saying? He's not a killer. You know, to me, like I said, like a guy like Boots. No, he could have fought, you know, different fighters just to come up the rank. But in boxing, you'll be a fool not to take that fight. Because even if you lose, bro, you get in a big fight. And everybody's going to know who you is off of this fight. So you'll be a fool not to take this fight. People say, oh, you scared, bro. Dude put the bag, he got the purse here, and you ain't take it. You know how many people want to fight this man? So you'll be a fool not to take the fight. You know, he lucked up and got the fight. I mean, I think one thing I could say, Frank Martin is kind of prepared too. He's there. He looked like, you know what I mean? He a little scared. Free money for Tank. No, it's free money for Frank. Yeah, for Frank Martin's free money. Tank don't need it. Cause like I was just explaining, Pop, right? It ain't about the bag on this fight. Frank Martin can actually build a name off of this fight and continue to make money. Big purses in boxing if he do a decent job against Tank. You know, this is not even a big fight money wise for Tank because his opponent isn't bringing in that much money. And that's what I was saying earlier about how, do you guys want to see better fights? You know, a good fighter versus so we like, wow, it's mixed. Like when Spence and Bud Crawford fought, it was kind of mixed. It was half and half. People would say now they had Bud, but it was half and half, I think. It was half and half. So, this one right here is not really Bud made a lot of money off that fight. Trust me, that was probably his biggest payday. But good things come to those who wait. For real. So, we'll see. Shout out to Tank. Shout out to Frank Martin. We'll see how this fight goes tonight. Like I said, tune in at 8 o'clock. The main event may not start until 11, because in Cali, that's going to be 8. You feel me? So that's why the fights come on late. They try to get it to where everybody can see all the events. And us being in the East Coast, we fall asleep before the fight is over. So DVR this shit, whatever, so you can catch it. Or take a nap. Like I said, if you're an OG like me, take a nap. You're going to wake up feeling good. You know what I mean? You off the ball. Father's Day. You know what I mean? We get a good fight for father. Hey, that's another thing, man. Happy Father's Day to all the fathers. If you're a father in the chat, put the number, how many kids you got. And if it's a double-digit number, don't put it. But happy Father's Day to everybody, man. Word. Happy Father's Day. But we're going to move right along because we ain't going to stay on too long. We already been on for almost a half talking about the Tank situation. Let's move right along. What should we go to next? All right, let's talk about Stephen A. Smith and Monica Mcnutt. Okay, 3 ain't bad. See Travel Vibes, you could put the number. You see that, right? But ain't nobody put no number because they hit that 10 mark. They got 3 here, 2 here, 3 there. Once they start counting that up, that's a 10. Or they try to put a 9 and deny one of their kids, and they out here lying in these streets talking about 9, knowing they got 11. Yeah. Word, bro. Pop put his one. All right. Word. I got 2. I'll put my fingers up right now. 2, but no, I got 3. Sorry. I'm about to see. I did the shit right live, real time. I just did the shit right. I got 3. My stepdaughter. See, we count step kids, so that's what I forgot. Not one of my kids. So I got 3. But yeah, moving right along, we're gonna talk about the Stephen A. Smith, Monica Mcnutt. I don't have a clip. I may add a clip on my short section, so go check out my short section. Hit a like. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe. Share the show. Let people know we live. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I respect Monica Mcnutt. If you're not aware of the situation with Monica Mcnutt and Stephen A. Smith, this is the situation and the issue. They was live on air and they were going to break. And Monica Mcnutt started talking about Caitlin Clark, saying like, she's a rookie. She don't feel like they should give her any special treatment or baby her. That was her opinion, but she played for Georgetown. She played basketball. She's a very good analyst, and I respect her opinion. And she's not capping. She don't say stuff just for clicks and views. You know what I'm saying? I respect Monica Mcnutt. I always did. Ran into her a couple times in the Delta Center. She took pictures. She stopped. She's a real one. She's not the type of person that's going to act like she's better than you or she's bougie because she's doing her thing. So shout out to Monica Mcnutt. But this was the issue. She told Stephen A. Smith that you could have talked about female basketball 3 years ago if you want to be technical or if you want to keep it real. That's like when you tell somebody something and they talking a bunch of shit and you just be like, what? If you want to keep it real, son, you could have been doing that 3 years ago. And the person look at you like this because you live on air. but she's keeping it a bean. She's letting you know. Like now you talking about it because Caitlin Clark. And then he said to Monica McNutt, "Oh, you must not have watched enough episodes of." See, when you watching something live, you see people get all in their feelings. But when you think about what's being said, it's not that serious, bro. It's not. Even a person who played a video, he broke down this. He said it's not Stephen A. Smith's fault that women's basketball wasn't lit at that time, which is the point and a great way to break it down. He could have said that and just back Monica McNutt back up. You feel me? He could have had a better reply, but he said something like to her that she wasn't watching ESPN or watching their show enough. And she's like, no, I watch. And respectfully, I think that she was just keeping it real, not trying to single out Stephen A. Smith. You know, people don't even know that Stephen A. Smith runs First Take. You get what I'm saying? And all he do was make people know or let people see that he's really the one running it when he act like this, because all she said was, y'all wasn't covering it on the show. And in hindsight, what she's saying is if Caitlin Clark is the reason, then that's the reason. She's making it better for women as well. So she's helping the league. So she didn't want to like not give Caitlin Clark her props or none of that. She just tired of Stephen A. Smith capping. I got something for Stephen A. Smith. Stephen A. Smith. My name is Hard Will Stephen A. Smith. I don't know if you heard about me, Stephen A. Smith, but I'm from Queens too, Stephen A. Smith. You know what I'm saying? But I'm a real Queens dude. I'm from Far Rock, Stephen A. I'm a little younger than you too. So I'm not going to disrespect you, right? But the same thing you did with Caitlin Clark and what Monica McNutt is saying, same thing you do with the Knicks. The same thing you do with the Knicks. You get on and off the train. You get on, and I'm gonna tell you what, people like me, like a real Knicks fan, we don't play like that because we were spending money on this team when this team wasn't shit. You feel me? Because in the old, and Stephen A, you from the old school, so you understand this. That's why even though you was talking bad about your team because you had the cover and they made you do that or whatever it was, right? You allegedly stayed a Knicks fan because you from the old school, right? But the way you talk, and then now when we worked our way to get back in this position without you helping us in any limelight, because they only talk about New York when it's gonna benefit the ratings and the viewings of their network. That's why Knicks fans, you notice when Dolan and the people who run the Knicks, they was doing their own media thing and they wasn't even sharing their stuff with ESPN and they got upset. Y'all remember that, right? And that's why Stephen A. Smith is one of the bosses over there. He's part of the problem. And we're not going to allow people. You could be a fan. I can't tell who can't and could be a fan. But I can tell you what I could do. If I'm a real fan, I can easily call you a fake ass fan. I could. You a fake ass fan. And then mad people going to say, yeah, he's a fake ass fan. And that shit hurt. Because deep down inside, he don't want to do that shit to the Knicks, bro. To him, it's business. And that's why he got where he was in a conversation with Monica McNutt. The same thing in a different conversation, but the same Stephen A. antics to where he'll talk about a player and act like he only show love to the player. You better off saying you just break down what you seen in the moments. Just be real. Nah, that's how you was playing, and that's how I had to say it. This is what you was doing at that time. When you see me praising you, it's because you was killing. Be real about it. Don't try to say, oh, you don't see. He's did that. Stephen A. Smith has said that to players. Oh, when anybody get at Stephen A. Smith, this is the first thing he said. You don't know how long I've been supporting whoever it may be. You don't know how long I've been on here saying that it could be about whoever. That's the first thing he said. So that's like somebody help you out. You needed something and they gave it to you. And soon as shit hit the fan, they're going to say, yo, remember I gave you this? That's the same shit, bro. Stephen A. Smith is, I don't want to disrespect him, but he gotta straighten up. He gotta straighten up, man. And I ain't gonna spend too much of my time and for the love of the game on Stephen A. Smith because he ain't gonna take none of this game. You know what I'm saying? You know, style and swag and all that is natural. And the older you get, the more natural it should be for you. You should not be trying to act no way or trying to look away because that's how he look. You know what I'm saying? You getting millions too, so it's like that makes it worse to me because you're getting a lot of money. All right, we're gonna moving right along from the Stephen A. Monica Mcnutt. Like I said, shout out to Monica Mcnutt. Hopefully you understand the whole breakdown of the situation. He was defending Caitlin Clark because one of the girls fouled her pretty bad. Stephen A. Smith said there's no place in ladies basketball for that. Monica Mcnutt felt like, nah, she's a rookie. This is how it go. Just like in the NBA, when it's a foul, ain't nobody saying nothing. So the ladies feel the same way. Most of the women's NBA, WNBA ladies players is built like men anyway. No disrespect, but it's true. So if Caitlin Clark has a target on her and you don't expect for them to go at her and foul her and guard her up the hardest that they could, then you're mistaken. Them girls are going to come at her every night because they know the camera's there now because she showed up. The camera came because she showed up. We didn't have this. The girls, let me tell y'all another thing. The WNBA, the ladies in the WNBA was flying like regular people. Do you know how hard that is? Do you know how they got to go from one place to another to play and they're not making a lot of money and they uncomfortable on the planes and they waiting in the airport and they going to another game? So now guess what? They got charter planes. Listen, I ain't mad. I'm happy for them because it took something to happen for these ladies to have a career. I have a niece that played for NC State, Isaiah James. I want her to be out there playing in the WNBA. I want most of those ladies or all of those ladies to make enough money to feed their family and take care of themselves because basketball is something where men take care of themselves. Now college basketball players get paid, you know, girls and boys, which is a beautiful thing as well, because everybody is not going to be able to go pro. So you wanted some people to at least make some money, and they're giving a retro. And I've been saying this on the last show when we talked about players getting paid. I said they should be doing that, and I seen something about it. I'm not sure, but I know they're saying they're going to go back and pay some players. So that's another win for basketball. Because we put so much hours and hard work and dedication into a sport, and a lot of people don't get no money back from it. And to me, that's not good. You know what I'm saying? At least let them get a few coins, because some people just doing it for the love of the game anyway. You know what I mean? Just like I do this for the love of the game. You feel me? So let them get a few coins to feed their family because the work that they putting in, they away from their family. When they go practice, when they go to games, when they go to talk to media, they're away from their family. So they doing that to really feed their family. Now that the market is getting more lucrative, thanks to her, there's no shot at Caitlin Clark. Something had to give to help the WNBA, but these girls are not gonna act like, they gotta let her get anything. She can't expect it. I think what's gonna happen with her is gonna make her a great player down the line. She's just a rookie. Remember, even Kobe, look at great players. I think she's gonna be a great player just because she's a girl. Remember, Ice Cube offered her millions of dollars to be a part of the Big Three, to either play in it. I think it was some type of deal where she could be part owners of it. And I think that would be dope for women just to open up another lane so women could get paid, another way they could get paid playing basketball besides going overseas. So, Caitlin Clark, she could be great. She's just a rookie. So she needs time to learn the physicality. Yeah, she could shoot. Yeah, she could do all that. But all those girls been there for years and they already been doing that. Was she better than some of those girls in college? She may have been, but that doesn't make her better than them right now when she stepped out there with them. And this is what is proven in real time. And I respect Monica McNutt's opinion, and I don't think she should have any slight for feeling that way because before she said that they should not give her any breaks or baby her, she praised and stated how grateful and thankful she is for all the stuff that the WNBA is getting because of Caitlin Clark. So that's just breaking it down so y'all can understand. Hopefully Monica McNutt check this out. And hey, I'm gonna make a couple clips so y'all can make clips. That's just real shit. You know what I mean? And Stephen A. Smith, you not from where we from. Like whatever section you from, we not from. For real. Like, when we grew up and shit, like I didn't hang out with nobody like Stephen A. Smith. You get what I'm saying? Like my people, if I was in that position, that type of shit ain't gonna be said, bro. So I understand when Stephen A. act like the way he act. I understand. You feel me? He not from my part of town. He not from where you could act like you was showing love, but you was really doing some bullshit. Niggas get clipped for that shit from where I'm from. So he can say he from Queens. He probably from, I don't even want to pick a certain part of Queens because back when he was from there, it probably was sweet. And now it's probably not. So I'm not even going to pick what part of Queens he claiming. But he ain't nothing like Run or 50 or me. You know what I'm saying? Nas, Queens is heavy, boy. I could go on and on. King, there's so many Queens far rock. Come on, man. Stack. Come on, man. Don't rep Queens if you repping like that out here, son. For real. All right, we're going to move right along, man. We're going to move right along. Next topic, I'm going to talk about the draft. Let me see how long I've been on here. Okay, I got another 40. Okay, yeah, I could talk about this in 20 minutes. Let me see what I can find. Let's talk about the draft. I've been seeing a lot of shows about the draft. So who do you think is going number one pick? If you follow the draft and you into sports, basketball, you got a team, you're a Knicks fan, whatever your team is, who do you think is getting the number one pick? Tell me who you think the Knicks should take. Well, they saying, the Hawks got the number one pick, right? The Hawks got the number one pick. So I would say Saw is a good pick for the Hawks. And I'm going to tell you why. Clint McCullough, no, not Clint McCullough, what's my man's name? Capella, sorry. And I'm not sure if he should be. Clint Capella is good catching lobs and defense, and they even got another backup center, Conwu, on the Hawks. That's a decent player. But they need more of a player like Saw that could fit in that mix, and kind of like a mobile big. Saw is like a mobile big. Alex Saw could definitely give that team some mobility that they need. He can handle the ball a little bit. He's not a Wemby, but they don't need you don't want a guy that big trying to be Wemby anyway. I think what he does from the footage I've seen of him, with if Trae Young's still there, they have two good guards. So either way, they're not gonna let go of both guards. So I think with Murray or Young, that Saw will fit in well either way because he's going to be mobile. He's a big that could do more than a conventional old school big. He's still young, and those guys have experience coming from overseas. You'll see Wemby make a fast jump, even though you've seen a lot of rookie mistakes, but you've seen a lot of stuff that look kind of crazy to you too, because he only been in the league for a short period of time. So Saw will be similar. Decent pick for the Hawks. So at 2, they got Reed Shepherd from Kentucky. Reed Shepherd had a great season. Wizards has got the number 2 pick. Would Reed Shepherd help the Washington Wizards? 100% he would. Do I think the Washington Wizards is going to take Reed Shepherd? That's a good question. Because it all depends on what the Washington Wizards really need. They don't have a guard. The Spurs need a guard. Now, for the 4th pick, they have, this is just something that I pulled up, CBS Sports Mock. I'm not saying that this picks are all going to come out this way. I think Alex Sarr may go to the Hawks. The number 2 pick is with the Wizards, and I'm not sure if the Wizards going to take Reed Shepherd or not. They might. The 4th pick goes to the San Antonio Spurs. And now it's saying that they're taking Donovan Clingan from UConn Huskies. That's my boy. Shout out DC. Do I think he could go to the Spurs? I don't think Donovan is. I'm going to say that right out now. I do not think Donovan Clingan will go to the Spurs. For me to see him at 4, from where he started out from, the mocks and the workouts and agility and all the stuff that they reported on him, he must have made a big jump within the past week to get to the number 4 spot. So I'm not sure why that's saying San Antonio Spurs for Donovan Clingan, because the other mock draft I saw, it had the kid from overseas, the guard. I don't want to mess up his name. Something with a, I'll think of it before I get off here. But they wanted to take him or my man from Kentucky. All right, let me see. Hold on. Let's see. I don't know about that one either, but we'll see. Draft is coming up real soon. Hold on. Let me finish reading what they have right here. And for the 5th pick goes to Charlotte Hornets, and they had Stephon Castle at the 5th pick. I don't think Castle's going to Charlotte. That's just my personal opinion. No inside, nothing. Just I don't think on the strength of the fact that LaMelo Ball is a guard, point guard. And the reason why I'm saying that is because it's too many teams on the board and for the top picks that need a point guard. So when they put Donovan up here too soon, when they need a guard more than they need a big, that already showed me it's something wrong with the CBS Sports mock draft. You know what I'm saying? The Alex Sarr fit, even Reed Shepherd fit for the Wizards. But the Donovan, now, if it was reversed and Stephon Castle went to 4 and Donovan went to 5, that may make a little more sense because you could put Donovan in Charlotte to play with LaMelo Ball as a big. They don't need a guard. They need more bigs. I think they got a big, but they got the kid that was on he's from New York too. He was on North Carolina a couple years ago. They don't got no decent big. They got up and coming bigs. Then they lost PJ Washington to the Mavs. So that would be a good pickup for the Hornets. Stephon Castle to me would fit with the Spurs because he's a pass first type of playmaker type of guard. See how he came into UConn and helped them repeat championships, which is something that's very hard to do. You know, once you win one championship, you know, the whole league, every conference, everywhere you're scheduled to play, everybody want to beat you, you know. And shout out to him to deal with that pressure coming off an injury, you know, going in hostile environments. That's why I call him the Joker. You know what I'm saying? Because he ain't scared. Like he get locked in and he just be having fun. Some crazy. It's crazy to me. Like for real, ain't no pressure on that kid. He like the Joker. He'll laugh at the shit and just get busy, you know. And I ain't gonna say I ain't believe it, but he proved it to me because the level of competition once you get to the Final Four and you score 20 something in the Final Four and you up for, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? You broke Iverson record, Carmelo Anthony record for the most freshmen. The boy had a great season. So, like I said, the Spurs would be a good pick on the strength, the fact that he's not hunting shots, and the Spurs need a player like that. You know, basketball is the type of game where they need you to score when the shot is there, but they need your mind to be in the game so you can make the best play to make your team win for the whole game. And another good point for Castle is that he's going to guard up a lot of guards. And the earlier he get to guard good players, the better defensive player he'll be the older he gets and the more NBA years he get under his belt. So I think the Spurs is a great pick because they're young and they don't expect for the Spurs to win for a couple of years. Even though, like I said, Castle went right to UConn and fit right in the starting role and helped them win again. So the kid could do some things. And the main thing is you need a player that is not going to be worried about himself. He's worried about the betterment of the team. And that's what some of these players in the draft aren't like that. You know, I was trying to name him earlier. I couldn't think of his name, but I was talking about Rob Dillingham. Rob Dillingham, for example. Rob Dillingham is a great player. I don't want to say he could do it all, but he could kind of do it all. You know what I'm saying? But why I'm bringing up his name, because his name came back to my mind, but I wanted to use him for example on the fact of that I think if he started to play the game that way, where it's not about him and it's just about, you know, putting your scoring aside because you still gonna get your points. Some games you may not get as much as others when you play this way, but your team may win more. And it's a better learning experience for you when you playing this way because you just get to read the game better. And players can't play you a certain way, knowing that that's all you're going to do. So you really basically playing the game the right way. So I think Rob Dillingham would be a much better player if he was to approach the game that way. You know, he's so talented. Some guys have so much talent from when they were young that it's hard for them just to, you know, humble themselves and fit in a role. That's why when you see Coach Hurley talk about the type of players that he want to bring to UConn, you know, college players make a lot of money now. College players is making millions, right? So it's, you know, some college coaches never wanted to coach the NBA for that reason. And a lot of college coaches don't want to coach basketball no more because it's even harder to coach a young man that's making millions of dollars and he know he don't need you, that he just using your program for him to go to the next level. You see? So it's a funny game. That's why Hurley was saying that he only brings certain kind of athletes to UConn that is gonna wanna fit in and do what he needs you to do, but you still gonna get yours. And it's a bigger picture. And I know it can sound far-fetched when he's telling you that. When you see what's the outcome, you be like, you better get on board. And that's basically what happened with those last 2-year teams. But they lost 3, 4 players to the NBA and still won back. They lost Jackson, they lost Hawkins, and they lost the big kid Sunoco that went to the Bulls. So shout out to that team. I wish them luck this year. Shout out Coach Hurley for going back. He didn't take the Lakers job. He turned down 70 million. Excuse me. Shout out him, man. That's big. You know, UConn, get that bag ready. Back up the Brink truck for Hurley after he turned down 70. When his contract run out, beep, beep, beep. Back up the Brink truck. I'm letting y'all know right now. Or he gonna go to Kentucky or something. Y'all don't want that smoke. All right, moving right along. That's about it for the draft. We got about 10 minutes. Knicks conversation. What I got for the Knicks? I could talk about the Knicks for a few minutes. I see Josh Hart is doing, analyst. He's showing up with the halftime. You know what I'm saying? I seen him and Halliburton had a few words back and forth. Josh Hart, man, I'm gonna tell you like this, bro. You know what I'm saying? I know you went to Villanova. You know what I mean? You mean you a good family man, all that. You know what I'm saying? But bro, you make bread out here, bro. Straighten your drip up. For real. Your drip is looking Kmart. It's looking, I don't know, bro. For real. Like, you know what I mean? Talk to Mello. Talk to, you know what I mean? It's dudes around that could get you right. For real, bro. Like you going sitting up on a platform, right? With people with money. They got tailors and shit. And you coming up here with a Kmart suit. Come on, bro. What's that shit? 1-800-suit? Come on, bro. Nah. Josh Hart. You know what I mean? And I got a nice hoodie for you on the strength and Brunson. You know what I mean? But can't be doing that. And then you got Halliburton tweeting and writing, posting pictures of you in your drip and posting his drip. Come on, son. This is New York. This is the capital fashion. We stay fly. We don't play that. You know what I mean, Josh Hart? So I know you PA, where you from. I understand. I mean, even Brunson, so I be saying Brunson. He be walking around here in little K-Swiss and shit. Come on, man. Y'all Villanova boys, get y'all shit together. Y'all did good, though. Y'all did good, but y'all need a drip check. You know what I mean? Y'all need a stylist. You know what I mean? Hard to get y'all right. Word. But besides that, man, last thing about the Knicks is I heard Jay Wright is coming, man. Tibbs might be out of here. So that means they want to bring Jay Wright. They want Bridges from Brooklyn, even though I just seen something that said Brooklyn may be signing Bridges to a long-term deal. They trying to just make it hard for us. Knicks should have never said they wanted son. They should have just kept their mouth shut. That's like once you say you want something, now that shit is a big value. Now that shit is worth 3 times the amount that it was before you went out and said this is what we want. So in the future, shut up. Don't say nothing about nothing. Even the fans. See, the fans be the ones too putting all this shit up and then that. Oh, word, they want them. And Brooklyn start whispering. Now the price tag on Bridges is ridiculous. Come on, son. I gotta know how to shh till we get it all. Then we do our shit. You know what I'm saying? Don't run your mouth until the deal is done. You heard? Don't be out here. You know what I mean? Don't till the deal is done. You heard? Hold on, let me see where I was. I gotta go back because I ain't trying to go way over there and be reading calm. I gotta go in here and check out what y'all saying. Who that? Salute. You know damn well Tibbs ain't going nowhere. Ain't going no. What? Yo, bro. Let me just tell you something. I ask you something real quick. Since you say that, right, nephew? Fulio. This is an easy question too. How fast do 2 years go by? You get what I'm saying, right? You get what I'm saying? Tibbs, thank you. And you even have to write quick. I know you got it. You smart, bro. Come on. Yeah. He's on a bro. That's like you work somewhere and they tell you, they whisper in your ear, yo, you got like 2 years. You better get this shit right. Do you know how you would be working, bro? Do you know how you would be scrambling, Julio, if they told you you got 24 months, bro? There's people in jail think that they coming home tomorrow with that bit of time left, bro. That ain't nothing. That ain't nothing. It's dudes that did 40 years. You talk about 24 months. Listen, Jay Wright is the next candidate. When you look around the NBA, even though he ain't too young, but when you look around the NBA, you see a lot of young coaches now, bro. A lot of young coaches, bro. And what happens is any assistant that looked like he was a part of a winning team, they want to throw the bag at him. He didn't even have to do nothing. He just was, yeah, through the whole shit. Yeah, that sounds good. Yeah. That's all he did. His team won, and now they want to pay him 40 million, 30 million. Come on, bro. That don't mean he know everything. Do you think the Knicks will win a championship? Hell no. Hell no. Now, I don't want to say that like that. That's a good question, actually, Julio. For real, for real. I don't want to say that like that because I got a better way to answer it. It depends on the moves that we make. Because we actually made some good steps. Like, we made good steps. So I can't say they can't. Because you gave us 2 years so we could build off next year. We was close to an Eastern Conference final. Could we have beat Boston if we wasn't hurt? But we can't say if we wasn't injured no more. Let's stop saying that. Look, Porzingis is injured again. So injury is just going to be a part of the game. Even in the playoffs, you could get injury. So it's basically just going to be based on your team, down to every guy that you suiting up that you're going to put on the floor. That's what it's going to boil down to. For real. So I wish the Knicks luck on that note. I would love to. I know we're going to be at the parade going crazy. You know, Manhattan is like a parade when we win a playoff game. I've been at the Garden at the Knicks game when we won a playoff game, and I tell you, me and Gammo and them was out there, yo, bro. It's like the Knicks fans shut off the street. You can't even drive no cars through there, bro. It's like a parade in a playoff. So you could imagine if we win a chip. Oh my God, it's gonna be rooftop parties. It's gonna be everything. It might be just a street party. It's gonna be in the summer too. Yeah, it's gonna be a great. Oh my God, forget about it. New York will have the best parade party slash. I don't know. Manhattan is wild now, bro. It's gonna be too much going on if the Knicks win a chip in Manhattan right now. Manhattan is wild, bro. Trust me. If they win once tips, man, yeah, you're right about that. Yeah, but you know what? I like Tibbs for the fact what he did for us. He basically made us who we are. He gave us identity, and we can't just give it to Brunson, even though he couldn't do it without Brunson. He did get us to the playoffs, so he did something without Brunson. But let's give him his credit. Tibbs did give us, toughness. You know how them parents are who don't tolerate no bullshit, no nonsense type of parent. He's like a no nonsense type of coach. Tolerate no bullshit at all. And he's not being mean to you. He's asking you like, yo, we just went over this shit for like 5 days. Like, you fucking kidding me? But this how he is. So it's like, yo, it's like you a grown man. I'm paying you, getting paid millions of dollars. So you got to be able to take that. So I don't think how Tibbs coach and how he act, I don't think nothing wrong with it, bro. Because these kids nowadays, they need that shit. So I like Tibbs and what he did for the New York Knicks. But at some point, he's going to either have to go upstairs or retire, and we just got to give him credit for what he did. And I think the young guy under Tibbs, maybe could get a shot too. Because, if we're going to praise Tibbs and give Tibbs any credit, Then Johnny Brand, them young guys under Tibbs got to get some credit. What's his name? Is it Johnny Brand? I'm gonna say his name wrong. The young guy, the guy who mainly deal with the players. He may could get a chance too because I think he has a good coaching style, and he learned a lot from Tibbs, and the players learn from Tibbs. And the good part about this Knicks team now, at least we know who some of our main guys are, and then we could kind of try to figure like they're gonna be smart to put in the right pieces. Like, look what they did. They put in OG, even though he's injured. That's like a perfect fit. Like, he's gonna guard, he's gonna score. Even pieces that we got throughout the trade that we didn't know was gonna be decent, like a Chua. He reminds me of a Nick. Like his whole DNA just looks like he's a Nick. The way he's gonna, you know, rebound, hit a couple shots, and not demand the ball, but still give 110%. So those are Nick players. Those are the way I expect Nick players to be. And I think if we fill in with players that we need that's like that, or they could complement the talent that we already have, and it'll be a decent squad. That's why I said when you asked me that, I didn't want to, you know, just be like, nah, son, nah, that shit can't happen. Nah, bro, you can't say that shit. Even though we should have beat Indiana. But ain't no excuses, man. And I've been on here for an hour, man, and I appreciate y'all, man. Fulio, maybe we could get up and do a show. I hit you up on IG or I'll text your phone. But I appreciate y'all for tapping in. You know what I'm saying? Travel vibes, King Ribby, D Cool, Pop, Andrew was here. Brooklyn Honcho, salute again, Brooklyn Honcho. Thanks for popping in. And we got Ratto G1, salute, and Daniel Berry Sports highlights, salute. Thanks for all the new people for tapping in. If you're new here, again, like I said, subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, share the show, let everybody know. It's your boy Hard Will, you already know. Enjoy your Father's Day. Stay safe. You know what I mean? Stay sucker free. And I'm out of here, man. I'll see y'all next time, man. Peace.